Hello and thanks for joining me. And we've got another driving test on a very wet day here in Shrewsbury. So Charlie's about to take his driving test and he's just leaving the driving test centre now. It's not a very nice day. It's chucking it down with rain. So all the way through this video I'm afraid that what you're going to see is the wipers going backwards and forwards all the time pretty much. So Charlie did pass. There was an error on there, and there's one point where he thought he had failed, which I'll point out as we go through the video. But you'll be able to see exactly how he dealt with it and how you can overcome the problem. He thought that he'd failed, but in actual fact he dealt with the situation correctly. And that's all you've got to try to learn. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What happens is that are you dealing with that situation safely, and that's all you've got to remember is that. So let's have a look and see where we get up to. So as I say, we've left the driving test centre, we've done all the identity checks, we've done the eyesight check, the show me tell me, tell me question is at the beginning of the driving test, and the show me one will be as you're driving along. So I think what it was, direction indicators that he got on this one. Could you tell me how you would check if your direction indicators were working before starting a journey? So he answered that one, and that was that. So the driving test will last about 40 minutes. Well, in this particular instance, it'll last a bit more simply because of what happened. But still, never mind. It doesn't matter. The result, it was a pass, and the thing was he got one minor as well. One minor driver error. That's all there was on that. So during your driving test you will be asked to stop quite a few times during your driving test. So what will happen now is that we're pulling up and stopping. It's all the examiner will say to you is, would you like to pull up and stop on the left, somewhere safe, convenient? So what they're looking for is that mirrors signal manoeuvre routine. You must be really sure about that you're checking the mirrors first of all, giving a signal, and then pulling up and stopping on the left hand side. Now when you've stopped, always remember, make sure you have cancelled that indicator. It's an absolute must. And then before you move away, always make sure that you are checking over that right shoulder before you move away. So we checked and off we go. You'll get asked We'll get asked that again very shortly as well. Pull up and stop on the left, pull up and stop on the left. It's almost like non-stop sometimes, but you'll get that. You'll get that. So we're coming up to the roundabout, and it's that little mini roundabout there, and we're going to go left. So again, slowing the car down in plenty of time. What you've got to try to do with these roundabouts and the junctions is bring the speed down. Try and slow down and getting in the correct gear in good time, and that allows you then to be able to deal with it in plenty of time. Over the level crossing here, they've got a box junction on there. Always make sure that before you go into it, make sure you are clear on the other side. So again, what will happen at the beginning is that the examiner may ask you to follow the sat-nav, or he may ask you to follow direction signs. So I think on this one it was definitely yes, check my notes, it's definitely a sat-nav. So we're going straight ahead here. So again, as you can see, we're not anywhere near that car in front. We've kept well away from it, and that's the thing to do. Keep away. When you're waiting anywhere, it's always a good idea to apply your handbrake. You don't have to apply it immediately, but if you're pausing for a moment, it doesn't matter. But if you're waiting for any length of time, then your handbrake does need to be applied. So we're following the road ahead, and then we're going to turn left now, I believe. I'm going to do the park exercise. So again, remember the mirrors, the signal, then you manoeuvre. When you're going onto car parks like this, what you've got to be always aware of is, see these arrows, is pay attention to them, because what these mean is it's just the one way around. That's what happens with it. You can't, the way that we've just gone in, we can't come out that way, so we would have to go around another way. So they're asking Charlie to go in at the forward bay park. So as soon as you've done that, then it's a matter of just checking all the way around you and making sure that you are looking in the direction of your travel. So make sure you are looking around you, looking literally through the back window. When I say looking through the back window, I don't mean looking through the mirrors going backwards. I mean literally turning round and looking. That's what you've got to do, is just do that. So you could be asked to reverse into a parking space. If you're asked to reverse in, that could be either to the left or to the right. The examiner will leave that with you. You can choose the easiest, or you can choose the hardest. It's entirely left with you. In my opinion, the best thing to do is always pick one that's on the right, because that way you can see the white line that's right by the side of you. The thing to remember is when you're coming out of here now, always be aware of the pavements and pedestrians that might be on the road there, so you've got to be aware of that. So someone's let Charlie out and off we go. So we're following the road straight ahead. As you can see, there's a bus in front, so that could stop at any one moment in time, which will hold the traffic up. And we've got a nice gap between us and the car in front. And that's what you want. You want these nice big gaps. It gives you a chance to react to the changing conditions that are on the road. So let's have a look. We're going to go left. Yes, we are. So mirrors, your signal, the all important left hand door mirror before you make your turn. And then the mirrors again as you've joined the new road. So pull up, stopping again. So again mirrors, find somewhere that's safe and convenient to pull up and stop on the left. And then whenever you're ready, move off again when you can. So of course making sure that you have cancelled that signal. You are looking over that right shoulder before you move away. Do you have to indicate to move away? Well, the thing is, that depends. It very much depends. It would depend whether or not that it would help anyone. Say for example, if the traffic at the back of you was all built up, they couldn't overtake you because the traffic kept coming at you. What you could do is indicate, check your right shoulder spot, and then move off. You could do it that way there. You could do, no true ways about it. That's the emergency stop. That was the briefing for that one, by the way. In the wet weather, the anti-lock, that's the benefits of the anti-lock braking system, because it really works really well in these types of conditions, and that's the technology that's built into modern cars today. So we're asked to pull up and stop now behind the red car, keeping about a car's length away from it. So this is what's called the angle start. So you've just got to pull up behind the vehicle in front and then leave yourself about a car's length away from it, then move away. The thing what you've got to always remember there is that you can't just simply drive off. You've got to think, try and look ahead, and you've got to look for clues, like looking through the windows of the stationary car ahead and seeing what's coming at you the other way. Nicely holding back here, keeping away, nicely positioned to the centre. keeping to that just left of that centre white line. So the thing is that your position is virtually your indication, as it were. So people simply by your body language will understand and know exactly what it is that you're doing. So we kept well away from there. That's brilliant. That's a nice one. Keeping away from the stationary cars. Okay, so he's dealt with that one. Look at that. That's good, that is. Just moved in slightly, then back out again. Nothing wrong with that. Really good control. Good control there over the clutch. Good control over the steering. Those are the sorts of things that can happen. And this is why the control over the clutch and steering is of vital importance, because it means that if those things start to occur on a driving, well, not so much driving test, but anywhere, you can deal with it, and that's the thing to remember. You can deal with it. So again, got another stationary vehicle in front. So again, mirrors. We're being stopped again. Move off again whenever you're ready. And we're off at it again. The sat-nav could be switched on at the beginning of the driving test, or the sat-nav could be actually switched on when you're, say, part way through it. So the examiner could give you instructions leading up to when they want you to follow the sat-nav. So there we are, turning right round we go, making sure we're clear to the right, which we were, so therefore we can continue again. On this stretch of road, there's not an awful lot happening here. It's just a matter of just simply driving along and keeping your eyes peeled for what might lie ahead of you. People could come out of their own driveways or emerge from a junction from the left or the right, or pedestrians, cyclists, all that sort of thing could be there waiting for you. And it's just a matter of keeping your eye on it. As I say, it was a particularly wet day, and it did nothing but rain all day on this particular day. So we're coming up to Heathgates here, and we're going to be going left at the roundabout. Have a look at the road. Have a look at the road markings. But in the wet weather, it makes sometimes the white lines disappear. So that's one of the things that you need to be careful of. This one here, they do come flying around the roundabout here, so you do have to keep your wits about you. As soon as you're clear, off you go. And nicely away there. And then mirror checks again. And then the speed limit's altered again. So we're into a 40 mile an hour speed limit now. Speed limit's altered again. That's it. If you're clear, just continue on your way. If you don't, hold back. And then mirrors again. One thing you do have to be careful of is that left hand door mirror, make sure that you are checking that. Make sure that you are aware of what's happening around you. That's one of the things that you need to always pay attention to. The show me question that Charlie got here, I think, was, can you show me how you would wind the window down? And that's all that was there as far as the show me was concerned. But it could be, could you show me how you would switch on your rear demister? Could you show me how you would demist the front window? Well, it could be anything like that. So again, the lights have changed, so it's a matter of, the first thing is what they're going to be looking for here is mirrors before you slow down, because what you have got to do before you're altering speed either up or down is mirror checks first of all. Okay, so the lights have changed, so we can move away again, providing it's safe to do so, which it was. So he's moved away there, no problem. Again, see if we're clear, can just continue. That's all you've got to do. The trick is that as you're approaching these roundabouts, is make sure that you're slowing down and you've got the correct gear. So you're trying to work everything out. Now, if you go into a roundabout and you're going in particularly too fast, what it means is that you'll be in the wrong gear. You'll be going too fast. You'll be focusing on stopping rather than looking and seeing if there's opportunities for you to go. So one of the big secrets is just to slow the car down and have a look and see whether or not that you can actually take advantage of anything that's there, like if you can slow down and continue on your way again. So again, another roundabout, you can see all the brake lights going on and the cars in front. So again, reducing the speed, bringing the speed down, keeping well to the left hand side. Read the situation, just read it. If you're clear, continue. Now make sure you're staying into the left hand side. Again, that left hand door mirror check, left hand signal to leave the roundabout. And then mirrors again as you accelerate away. Although that the driving test only lasts for about 40 minutes, it seems as if it's sometimes when you're on it, it's a bit like 4 hours really, I suppose, simply because of the pressure that's on there. But the thing to remember is just relax, and you've got to look at it for what it is. You're only going out for a drive, you're not doing anything else, you're simply just driving a car. That's all you're doing, and driving it as you would normally. Okay, so another roundabout coming up, again slowing down in plenty of time, bring the speed down, bringing it down and down, selecting the correct gear, having a look in good time. If you do have an opportunity, then continue. If you don't, well, of course, then you got to stop. That's it again, keep into that profile, indicate left then to leave, that left hand door mirror, being aware of what's happening, you pay attention to the mirrors, and then away we go again. There's no saying that you'll get this exact same route on your driving test, and each time that you go out on your driving test, situations are different each time that you do it, and it's just a matter of dealing with the things that come up at that moment in time, and as long as you can deal with them, you'll be fine. It's a bit like before when we were approaching where the stationary vehicles were, and then we have to stop because there's something coming the other way. If there was nothing coming the other way, well, you wouldn't have to do anything, but the thing being is, if there is, then you need to be able to stop. Okay, so where are we now? Right, yeah, so without meal brace. So here will be what will happen is the sat nav will say around about straight ahead, second exit. That will be the A5112. Now this is where it goes a bit wrong. This is where, if you're not careful, you'll start to lose it a little bit if you're not careful. Now, it doesn't matter that you're going the wrong way. So we've kept in, and then for some reason we're not moving into the middle, we're just staying here. And now we're going completely the wrong way. But it doesn't matter. That's the important thing. It really doesn't matter, because it's all that will happen now is either the sat-nav will redirect you or the examiner will give you further instructions on what to do. But the worst thing that you could have done there is swerve onto the other side. That's the worst thing. So as all that will happen now is that we're just going on for a little bit of a detour. That's all that will happen. And let's have a look and see where we end up. Well, we're turning right into here, so it means that we're going in there. The traffic lights, what happened was that the lights were on red for some time, but what I've done is I've edited that lot out, so that's why just as we get here the lights seem to change. That's me cutting that part out. So we've done our manoeuvre, so there won't be another one. This now, we need to just turn the car around and come back out again. So as all we're doing is we're just going on to here, turning it around the best way that we can, and then out we come again. And this is where most people think, oh my God, I've failed, because I'm going the wrong way, I'm doing this all wrong. But you're not doing anything wrong. What you're doing is that you're probably you're going off route, but it doesn't matter that you're going off route. What matters is that are you dealing with everything safely? And that's all you've got to really remember. Can you deal with things safely? Okay, so we are taking a bit of a long route round here, but again, it doesn't matter. The only problem is, of course, is that it's being added on to your driving test time. That's the only snag there. So it means that you get a longer driving test. So we're going around, and we've got to get ourselves back out again. Again, the thing is here, being aware now of cars that might be backing up, driving out, pedestrians, anyone walking in front of that pedestrian crossing now, you've got to still deal with it, because don't forget, even though it's gone wrong, you've still got to deal with it. Round we go. Hopefully we can get back out of here again, making sure we're clear on the crossing. That's it. Out we go. And then we should be turning left. Hit the traffic lights down at the bottom here. We should be turning left here. Lights are in our favour and away we go. And we're going back down to Mill Brace again to pick up from where we left off. But as I say, it's not a failure point. It's just that I think it's one of those things that goes through your mind. You've gone wrong, and all sorts of things go through your mind whereby you just think, oh, what have I gone and done here? But it won't go against you. What would go against you is if you swerved or you took any action which would endanger someone, yourself or someone else. Okay, so we're back now on track, and we're going to be turning left. Okay, so the lights there did change just before we got there. The worst thing that we could have done there is stood on the brakes, because all that would have happened is that the people at the back would have just gone straight into the back. You've got a green light is always the worst one to approach on, I always think, because you never know when it's going to change. The easiest ones are the red lights, because you know it's going to change back to green at some point. But it's just a matter of just having a look, try to work out what's your speed, and be prepared for these things that can happen. And they do happen as well. So we're going straight ahead here. The next one, we'll follow the road straight ahead. So we're just keeping to the left hand side, and we'll just continue when we're safe to do so. The test is now more than halfway completed, so you've only got now another little bit for the driving test to do. So we're coming up to the roundabout ahead. We'll be going left. This one's got a little bit of a slip road on it. It's not controlled by traffic lights. Well, we're not going to be controlled by traffic lights, so again we'll need to go into the slip road here. So there's no traffic lights for us. It's a national speed limit now. So what we've got to do now is pay particular attention to what's happening in that lane that's by the side of you now. So we need to be indicating right, and we need to be looking over into that right hand door mirror. Bear in mind that your speed limit now is a lot higher, and then get your foot down and start to accelerate away. And that's all you've got to do. So again, keeping the speed up. these conditions, I mean, although the speed limit is 70 on the dual carriageway here, no one's expecting to do 70, so I mean, we're going along here about what I would say about 60 Charlie's doing now, about 60 miles an hour, so that gives just that little bit of leeway, just in case anything untoward does happen. And you know, it's not really hammering it around. As you can see, there's not a lot of traffic about either, so you haven't got that added hazard of spray, because when the traffic goes on where there's standing water, it just sprays everywhere. It makes driving really difficult. So again, keeping the speed up, nice distance between us and the vehicle in front. But look at these other motorists, they just tear along as if it's a summer's day. Unbelievable. So we're going up to the next roundabout. The roundabout will be going straight ahead, and that will be the third exit, A5 East. So first thing is mirrors before you slow down. Keeping over to the left hand side. You need to be to the left here. Let's have a look and see if Charlie does it. Let's have a look. Yes, we have. There you go, A5 East. That's all we want. There's that one there. Okay, again it jammed here for a little while, so with the magic of editing I managed to make it all pretty much disappear again. So again, stay in lane, move off whenever you're safe, just move away. This one here down at the bottom here now, the road, or should I say the traffic signs don't match the road layout. It doesn't match it at all. What we'll be doing now is we'll be going off to the left. So again, keeping well away from the vehicle in front, keep away from it, and then we're going to follow the A49. So we're going to be in the left hand lane. So mirror checks your signal, move over, and now it will be controlled by traffic lights. Nice big gap there, which is exactly what you want. So it won't be long now till the driving test is over now anyway. So it won't be long. What will happen is that very shortly you'll be asked to go straight ahead at the roundabout. So that's where you would have to use the right hand lane to go straight ahead. That's where you would have to use it. It's coming up very shortly anyway. So when you're on a straight bit like this, is this where the examiner may ask you to do something like, show me how you would demist the rear window, show me how you would switch on the front demister, show me how you'd wash the rear window. So it could be something like that, where you're on a straight bit where you're not doing anything. Now this is where you need to move over now, if we're going straight ahead. Left it a bit late, but there you go. The left hand lane that we've just left is designated for a left turn only. So this road now, this goes straight ahead at the roundabout. Incidentally, if you do end up in that left hand lane, do exactly what that blue car's done, just go left. Check your left hand door mirror now, most important. People can get it wrong, and they do get it wrong, and they come up the side of you. So you do have to be careful of that, I can assure you of that. So it's not long to go now. This is the virtually on the home straight now. So there's only a few more roundabouts to do, and then we're home and dry. Okay, so here's a roundabout coming up. We're going straight ahead, second exit towards Ellesmere. So again, brake in plenty of time. Make your braking smooth, so you're not pressing the brake really hard, that you're thinking ahead in good time. So again, bring the speed down in plenty of time, selecting the correct gear, and then if you're clear, continue on your way. If you're not clear, then you just got to simply hold back. That's what you got to do. Again, keep it into follow the profile of the roundabout round. Door mirror check, indicate, and then away you go. Interior mirror again, and then build your speed back up again. Just coming through the gears. The trick is try to make your driving smooth. Try and get your passengers to enjoy the experience. Your passenger in this example is of course your examiner. Give them a nice smooth ride round. So make proper use of the clutch, make proper use of the braking, and a nice smooth acceleration, and avoid the jerky gear changes, and so that then it makes it very easy and very comfortable for your examiner. It also makes it an enjoyable ride round as well. So I'm going to go left at the roundabout, nothing coming, and away we go. So we're back into the 30 speed limit. A couple of more roundabouts to do, and that's it. We're at the driving test centre. So that is a driving test. It did go on a little bit longer than needed to do so. That's simply because of we took the examiner on a bit of a detour, but it didn't go against him in any way. It's all it happened was is that they just had to just find somewhere safe to turn it round, but they just kept going round the car park trying to get out. But this is one of the things with driving. It's about making decisions, and making decisions for yourself, because there's no one there. There's not going to be no one there telling you what to do. If you think about it, when you pass your driving test, who's going to tell you anyway? You're on your own, and that's all that's happening on the driving test there. So there you are. That's the end of it. We're going back towards the test centre now. The examiner will just ask you to park up and then give you the result of your driving test. As I say, Charlie did pass, and that will be it. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you've got your test coming up very shortly, may I wish you the very best of everything. If there's anything that you wish me to cover, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to cover it. If you haven't already done so, would you mind considering subscribing to the channel? Thank you for watching. Bye for now.